That's mine. Well, hello there, stranger. Ooh, you're a real bright and shiny one, aren't you? I asked you for your name, but sadly you got no mouth to speak with, or hands to shake with, or nose to look down with. So we're gonna have to find another way. See, what you'll find is, even though you're no longer in your body's still inside of you, if that makes any sense. So, if you understand what I'm saying, blink over my hand here. Ooh, well look at that. You're a blinking genius. Yeah, I knew you were special. You see all them poor souls down there, lost in the waves? I didn't choose any of them. I chose you. See, I just sometimes get a sort of a hunch, or what's a better word? Notion? Better word than that. Premonition. A premonition when a soul's worth pulling up. Now you see that tower out there? Big, scary one? That's where I'm taking you to see the gatekeeper, to be judged. I'm gonna present your case, tell her the whole story of your entire life, from proud to stern. Now if she's impressed, I get paid the Bitcoin, and you get yourself a spot in her magnificent city. If she ain't, well, I eat seagull for dinner again, and you, well, we don't have to worry about that, because I am the best orator you'll find on these sickly waters. Class A storyteller, believe you me. Oh, shut up, you trash birds. You had your chances. It wasn't my fault you were no good layabouts. Unsatisfactory clock watchers. I got some words for you. Sorry you had to hear that. So sure, maybe I'm not the most verbose storyteller out there, but I know how to spin a yarn if I'm given something to work with. And that's where you come in. Your life. You're gonna show it to me. I want to see exactly what made you so absolutely great. So, just think back to the very beginning, the first thing that you can remember. I'm gonna send you there. But understand, no matter how much you like it, you're not gonna be able to stay, all right? Every time you blink, you're going to jump forward in time. Could be a second, could be 5 years. That's just how this thing works. Alrighty then. I hope he's ready for this. Now, the next time that you blink, I'm gonna send you back. Now, don't be afraid, and don't try to fight it. The thing to remember about blinking is, well, it's only a matter of time. And just try to enjoy it this time.
Look at that sun. We've got a long, beautiful day ahead of us. Why are you smiling like that? You must really like it out here, huh? Well, I get that. I like it too. Let's go get you some seashells. What do you say? You see that big spiky plant over there? That's called an agave. 11 years from now, that plant will die so it can give birth to this tall, amazing tree covered in flowers. We'll have to keep our eyes on that one. The day really slipped away, didn't it? Oh well, days have a tendency to do that, I guess.
Okay, go ahead, kid. Look at that. There's your little hand.
We have to make him do this every birthday.
That's a great idea. It'll really be something.
Oh, you want to play along with Mommy, don't you? Give it time. I'm sure you'll be better than me soon enough. Now, where was I?
Sounds good, honey.
I'm sending it to my mentor next week. It has to be perfect.
Well, sounds pretty perfect to me.
Yeah, what do you like about it?
What do I like about it? I like the music.
That's very specific.
I also like the person playing it.
Yeah, I'm worried that might have something to do with it. Look at his little face. What do you think he's thinking about?
I don't know. Probably solving the problems in the universe.
So, do you think he's going to be smart?
I don't see why not. I mean, we're both pretty smart.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's going to be. Necessarily.
You're right. No. You're right.
No, it's not derivative. At least I didn't think it was. Do you think you could tell the other members of the selection committee what I just told you? Right. No, I'm sorry. I guess I just put a lot of expectation on this call. Okay, I understand. Thank you for considering my piece, John. It really means a lot. Oh, that's sure a little mess of color. You know, if you keep working at it, one day you'll be able to paint exactly what's in your head. You'll be a real artist. Unlike your poor mom. See? That used to be my piano. My dad gave it to me. He loved music. Fled his home country just to have a chance to pursue it. God, he made me practice so much. I hated it at first. I think he hoped to make it further than conducting the high school choir. Never said anything, though. He was what you might call the strong, silent type. Can you believe I grew up in the snow? And I came all the way out here to the beach. I don't even know how I got here. Your dad got his job and I just came with him. Like a human suitcase.
Okay, Benny. Are you ready to see something really special?
I just don't want him to get attached. Richard,
What?
that's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
We can't keep him, can we? I mean, I'm pretty much definitely allergic, so no, right?
No. We'll find someone to take him. But while he's here, I say we call him Ernie. Little Ernie. Fits.
Now play the C major chord I taught you. Remember? There you go. Doesn't that make you feel happy? Like you just want to jump up and down? Now what about C minor? You remember how to play that one? Very good. Just one note different. But that one sounds sad, doesn't it? Amazing what a difference one little change can make on how a person feels. Sort of like me and your little friend on your piano there.
She was in grad school studying composition. I never met anyone like her. I just prayed to God I could somehow keep up. I think she liked that I was a professor. Gave me a certain gravitas in her eyes, you know, which I very quickly lost. God, she dragged me to so many places. It was wonderful. Where would you want to go if you could only go to one?
Wait, that's my piece. How did you figure out how to play that? Richard, are you hearing this?
What?
He's playing my piece. He must have figured it out by ear. I mean, I was a gifted kid, but he's brilliant. We need to get him into serious piano lessons.
Sure, but you know anyone who might be a good teacher for him?
What? I mean, in the city, sure. Not out here, I don't.
I mean, I know someone who might be up to the task. She's very gifted.
Richard, no one in this town knows anything. Maybe I'll just have to do it myself.
Good idea. I think that settles it.
But who's this mysterious woman you're talking about? I hope you're not in love with her.
You know, I really was for a while, but then she revealed herself to be much stupider than I thought.
Richard, what are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Oh God, I have my interview in 5 minutes and I completely forgot to feed him.
Don't worry, I already did.
Oh, thank God. For a moment, I forgot what a great father you are.
Just focus on the interview, honey. I got this.
Excuse me, of course, sir. It's all organized into folders, sitting ready on my kitchen table. They will literally be on your desk when you get in. What could possibly happen to the files between now and tomorrow morning? We are fine.
When's he coming?
I'm flying him out in February, remember? You know, I think he was pretty surprised that I could actually afford to do that.
Hey, why not? You're a working woman now.
I guess that's true.
Don't let it go to your head, but yeah.
Please. This is called a metronome. We use it to measure time so we don't get lost in the music. I want you to start using it before Grandpa comes to visit. You know, my father once told me, when I was about your age, the only way to fight against time is to create a work of genius, which might live on after you're gone. So I asked him, what about your children? Thinking, you know, I might be a work of genius just as I was. He said, yes, I suppose. If you made a work of genius, I could live on through that as well. No such luck for me. I haven't seen him in over 10 years. Can you believe that? I wonder if he'll even recognize me.
You really need to stay in time with the metronome, okay?
Subdivide the time. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. You're off. You're off, Ben. You can't hear that?
There you go, buddy. Okay, now keep a firm grip on it, just like that. Oh my. Well, don't think you like that, pal. Sorry, buddy. Turn around, Elle, so we can photograph you.
I'm just really behind right now. Why don't you take photos in the backyard? It may not be interesting at first, but if you keep going back out there every day, you'll be surprised by how much it changes.
Ernie! Buddy!
Ernie!
Ernie!
Ernie, we need you!
God, Elle, what if you got eaten by a coyote?
My sinuses would be eternally indebted.
What did you just say?
No, I said I'm really worried. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty!
God, honey, I'm worried too.
So you're saying it's a coincidence that it disappears for weeks and then comes back with a huge belly?
But Ernie's a boy.
And you're sure about that?
I thought I was.
Uh-huh. And that was based on?
Pee-hole distance.
Say that one more time to me.
Pee-hole distance from the butt. If it's further away or something, then it's one.
I'm still not understanding how you let this happen.
I don't know. I didn't think about it. It just happened.
You just happened to find a stray cat in the alley. We keep it even though I hate cats. And now it just happens to pop out 5 more. He keeps coloring the grass blue, the ocean green, and then the sky red.
And what's wrong with that?
No, are you kidding? Are you able to pick up a new book?
Yes. The illegality of particular interest.
I meant Benny's book.
Oh, yeah. Got those two.
Extremely expensive, right?
No. Can't put a price on learning.
I mean, they did. And it's stupidly big.
I know it seems impossible that you could ever play something so complex. But just take it one day at a time. Trust me. You're really getting there, honey. Next week we'll start working on your other hand. Listen to him, Richard. I'm enlisting him in that competition.
I thought you said competitions took the joy out of playing music.
Not if you win.
Okay. 2 brackets on each side. 2 screws on each bracket. 2 washers on each screw. So that means we need 8 washers. We have none. Where the hell are the washers?
The quiz said find the 0, and he just drew an arrow pointing to it.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I mean, everything is wrong with that.
Congratulations, B! First of many, I'd assume.
I want that box full by the time I come in there. If you don't play with it anymore, we're getting rid of it.
This isn't my house. It's not my house.
Right, it's my house. You have 5 minutes to get down. I'll drive it back and you up there.
You're not my house. You're not. Fall back, you fool! I'll have your heads. I'll feed them to the cat.
Chloe, come play inside.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Come over here. Yes, Mr. Camera Boy, I'm talking to you. Why are you always out here taking photos? You know, if you really want to take a photo of something cool, you should take a photo of this.
Chloe!
Oh shoot, I think I gotta go. But, try to take a photo of me running into my house. I'm pretty fast, so I don't think you'll be able to. But you can try.
Quiet, everyone. Benny's about to play for us.
Wow, Elle, he's unbelievable. My God, I didn't realize our head of accounting was raising a musical prodigy.
Didn't you used to be a composer yourself, Elle?
I don't know if I'd say that.
But you used to write your own music, right?
Yeah, but I haven't done that in years. Not since he was 4 or 5 years old.
And what do you do, Richard?
He's a professor.
Of what?
Well, no one really knows.
No, I mean, what's his field?
It's maritime archaeology.
Ah, very cool.
No one really knows what it means.
Unknown legend.
It's kind of one of those professions that stops the dinner party short.
Oh,
Okay, more wine?
I'll have a little more wine, please.
Put a shot.
The class is world history. My name is Mr. Isaac. The class will be broken up into
Hey, you.
units. In each unit, we will study
Look on your desk. I wrote you something.
everything we need to know about that civilization. Well, it depends. If you're asking me to talk. This is a quote. I want each of you to write it down. Not doodle on the sidelines, not stare off into
Stop staring
space.
at me, creepy.
Okay, now I will go on to the next slide. Chloe, tell me, what did the quote say?
Right, I definitely know this.
You were taking notes, weren't you, Chloe?
Oh, yes, of course. Come on, dude. Help me out.
Come on, Chloe. We're all waiting.
It's that people who are in the past always remember. I don't know what I'm saying.
Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. And what's a better illustration of this point than Chloe's pathetic performance right there? If we do not keep an accurate account of the past, we are destined to embarrass ourselves in all sorts of ways. And now, on to what you've all been...
I tried to convince your father not to buy you that thing, but he insisted. Half suspect he bought it for himself. The little guys are pretty cute, though. I will admit that. Oh, I want the job of whoever gets paid to think of that crap.
I've definitely seen you next door, but I didn't realize you guys had become friends.
Oh, sure. We sit together in history class. I don't know what I'd do without old Benny.
Very sweet. Thank you for playing this game with him.
Your dad just thanked me for hanging out with you? That's a very interesting detail. Okay, shut up. I really want this one. Maybe I'll use tickle stick. Whoa, that's a pretty good drawing. You should draw pictures of more different stuff. Not me, though. I'll actually kill you if you try to draw me, and you saw what I'm capable of in your backyard. Benny, why did you draw me? You're not good enough. I look so ugly. Ugh.
It's called a magnet school. It's about an hour away in a town called Burton. I know the change can be scary, but I just want you to go in and meet the dean I spoke with. You know, life can take you to some incredible places if you're really, really good at something. It's just, you've had so much trouble making friends at Playco. I want you at a place where people really get you.
So what do you think, Benjamin? You think you could excel in that sort of an environment?
Sorry, he gets very shy.
Oh, not to worry. If he's as gifted as you say he is, shyness is no problem. Why don't you two come back closer to the end of the year for an audition? We'll get a few pieces that you can have him start learning. I'm eager to hear what your son is capable of. So, I understand you were a musician yourself.
As you can see, there are some very fast runs in there, and a lot of stuff I've not taught you properly yet. So no pressure. I just want you to try, and we can see if you start enjoying it. Just like to see you really rise to the occasion, just this once. I wish I had the option of going to a school like that when I was your age. I wouldn't be working this boring job or living in this boring town, I'll tell you that. Don't answer that, Ben. You can talk to your friend after you practice. Oh my God. Is she really calling you again? What, is she obsessed with you?
So listen, I found a construct.
What are you doing? I explicitly asked you not to pick up the phone.
Oh, he's fine. Let me talk to her.
Oh, what do you know about anything that's going on right now?
Okay, you know, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't raise your voice like that.
Well, then don't stick your nose into things that you're completely checked out of.
Okay.
Oh man,
Maybe
did I just
am
cause
a
a
little
fight
checked out,
with your
but
parents?
I actually think the
I'm
fact
sorry,
that I'm
dude,
checked out means
but
that
you
there's
should
some
also
kelp in
cherish
the ocean
these
here a little
moments.
bit.
My mom and dad used to fight, and I would always hate it, but now I actually miss it a lot. Anyway, so basically across the board, crustacean types perform well against mollusk types. So we got to be leaning on lobster a lot more in these reef battles. Then, once we get to the trench, we'll be facing what they call craniate types, so chondric types will be what we need. But we haven't even gotten any of those yet. Anyway, it's all pretty complicated, so we can go over it in history class tomorrow. But listen, I definitely don't want you to play without me, but if you do end up playing without me, spend as much time as possible in the red reef, because that's supposedly where you can find these chondric types, which we're for sure gonna need. But we'll talk more tomorrow, okay? Okay, I gotta go.
Anubis, in the presence of Ma'at, who you remember is the goddess of truth and justice, would weigh the deceased soul against a feather, determining whether it was worthy of entering into her land of the dead. And what if they are deemed unworthy? Well, you can see that ugly fur ball under the scale? That is Amamet,
Hey,
and she's got
Mr.
and
Kid.
yes, that's a she.
Look
The
at it.
head of a crocodile, fur of a lion, see, and the body of a hippopotamus, though I would not say that to her face. Now, as you can see, she is ready to devour any of the deceased who do not pass judgment. Sort of like me with your weekly quizzes. So I am not quite sure why I don't hear more frantic scribbling right now.
Ew, why is he so scared looking? Okay, I'll call you when I'm leaving my house. You better pick up my call, dude.
Slightly worried about having him change schools just as he's starting to make friends.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only reason she keeps coming here is to play that game you bought for him.
Okay, well, listen, I don't claim to understand the motives of children.
Benny has a chance here. A real chance to be really good at something. I mean, no offense at all. But I don't think you actually really understand what that is.
Huh. No, I suppose you're right.
Oh, Richard, please.
Lights out!
You need to be rested for tomorrow. Memory consolidates when you're asleep. So if you go to sleep now, you will awaken a master. Trust me.
Richard, tell your son to turn the lights off.
Benny, Mom says turn the lights off.
Not Mom says, you say.
Benny, I say turn the lights off, not just Mom.
Wow, didn't think you'd actually pick up. I mistook you for a baby. I apologize. Okay, so meet me out in the alley in T-minus now, okay? Chloe, out.
You know, I'm really glad you're here. There's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. Or to get off my chest. Okay. I don't think Kongsters is actually a really good game. My cousin Yoon, he was in town this weekend, and he was explaining how it's actually a ripoff of a really good Japanese game. He calls it a cash grab. So I'm sorry that I made you like it because it's actually a terrible game. But I also think that if it was a really good game, maybe we wouldn't have enjoyed playing it as much. We would have been so focused on how good it was and not the feelings we had while we were playing it. Like, my favorite vegetable is the tomato, but Yoon thinks that they're the grossest ever. And you're probably the least popular boy in the school, but I also like hanging out with you the most, which was also something I wanted to talk to you about. I like hanging out with you a lot, which is weird because after what happened with my mom, I never like hanging out with anyone. So this has been a big surprise for me this year, in a lot of ways. I think I like that you let me talk. My cousin never lets me talk. My dad does, but I can tell he's not really listening.
Probably didn't sleep at all. Out in the cold all night. You're already feeling sick, aren't you? It's okay, you still got this. I mean, all the practice had to count for something. Maybe just try and close your eyes now and get a little sleep on the way over. I'm going to play the recording so the sound of mastery can seep into your subconscious a little, okay? Close your eyes, Ben. We're going to be...
In your own time, Benjamin, we are very excited to hear. Oh, okay. I think that's enough. So, Benjamin, why don't we plan on having you come back next year again, once you've had a bit more time to practice? Yes? As you know, Burton isn't the right fit for every student, and I wish you the best of luck on your path, wherever it may take you, okay? All right.
Maybe I pushed you too hard. Maybe I turned into my own father. I don't know. You have to find something to focus on. The world isn't very kind to people who aren't really good at something. I'm not worried about who you are, Benny. I'm worried about who you're going to become.
We want him home from school for a while. Just until this nasty thing clears. Hey, Elle, would you mind taking a quick walk with me down to my office? There's a small clerical thing I need you to look at before I can let you two go.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll be right back, Benny, okay?
Just maybe 5 minutes, kiddo, okay?
Such a crucial time in his development. He shouldn't be confined to his room.
Yeah, look, having him home for a little means I can spend more time with him. You know? We can focus him, make sure he's staying engaged.
Can we please try to speak a little softer? I really...
This isn't video game time. I want you to figure out something actually productive to do while you're home from school.
Hey, B! Dinner's ready! B! You hear me? What's he doing?
He's gone. He's becoming completely obsessed.
Why didn't you tell me this,
No. You mean young Vincent? Well, ever since he got sick, all he does is take art.
And Mr. Benjamin Bryn has been awarded first place.
I really gotta thank you for this, Benny. Emma Bills is so pissed that weird camera kid won over her multiple horse portrait that she literally just left with her dad in tears.
You are not here to learn to be painters. You are here to learn to be artists. And although I was hired to teach you, it is a sham. There is no teaching art. So don't just sit there slack-jawed. Make art, you ponies! Oh.
Oh, how very wacky and fun these are. There you go, Mr. Bryn.
Feel each shape.
Oh, you fiend!
I want you all to take a long look at what Mr. Bryn has done here. You see, he has reached down deep within himself and created a masterpiece. I pray you have a strong hold on yourself, Mr. Bryn. For I fear with talent like these, you may soon be swept away by a whirlwind.
I'm stunned. The ironic sincerity of this piece is so sincerely ironic.
He's flipped the discourse so thoroughly, I'm actually dizzy.
I know that lots of agents gave you lots of cards, and it all probably feels weird and alienating and the opposite of what being a starving artist is supposed to feel like. But if I can teach you one thing, it's that if opportunity knocks, you open the door. Making a living isn't selling out. I wish I had thought of it that way.
Benjamin! Marvelous show last week. Truly stunning. I've never been prouder. One little thing.
Don't worry. You're not selling your soul. Well, look at that. You've crumpled my contract. Whatever you want, kid. Sure, you got talent. But what's talent? Okay, that's it. Get out of my office. You know I'd call security if I thought you were actually a threat. But what are you going to do? Paint me to death?
To being a difficult artist, the best of us are. Ah, this is divine. So, now that you've grown your wings, tell me, young master, where will you fly? May I suggest somewhere abroad? This American air can be stifling. Now what to eat? If we both only get appetizers, I can afford to go Dutch. Otherwise, I thank you for the dinner.
Honey, stop. Is that Benjamin Bryn?
Oh my god. I think it is.
Small places.
You're happy you threw that contract in her face now. You didn't sell out, and you still got rich. Oh, but listen to me, Benjamin. Now is the single most important moment in your entire career. Collectors, curators, how we all love a rising star, and how bored we become once it's settled. Keep rising, Benjamin.
Hey, Ben. Don't even pick up this call, okay? I mean it. I'm
I'm just calling to inform you that I went to the doctor today, and, well, I'm gonna be a little sick for a while, but really, I don't want you worrying about it at all. You're such an important... Oh, Benny, I told you not to pick up. There's nothing you can do for me right now. All you can do is just keep painting, keep striving. You
But that's enough from me. Now, you'll hear from the person who I believe is the single thing in the world my wife was most proud of. Her magnum opus, so to speak. I think you all know who I'm talking about. Benny? You ready to come up here? Go on, B. Say something. What's wrong? Why aren't you talking?
Hey, you. As you know, I talk to big, very important people every day. And there's one thing that everybody is asking me. What's going on with Benjamin Brin? And what am I supposed to say? That I haven't heard from my star pupil in 6 months? This is getting ridiculous. You are a snake. You are a fraud. But worst of all, Benjamin, you are a little tease. I have told the world that Benjamin Brain is a genius. I have told the world that Benjamin Brain is silent because Benjamin Brain is hard at work creating his greatest work yet. But you are doing nothing! The world has forgotten you, Benjamin! They have moved on! And I have moved on too. You have broken my heart.
Hey, B. Just calling to tell you. I think I'm selling the house. She's everywhere here, son. I can't move without bumping into her. And then I just find myself breaking down again. I hope you understand.
Take whatever you want. With your mother gone, I'm hoping to finally live without all the clutter. I'm just so glad you got to speak to her one last time. I mean, I know she told you not to pick up the phone, but, well, I'm just so happy that you did. She just wanted you to focus on your work. That was the only thing that mattered to her. What's that? That's so fascinating, son. Look, It's unbelievable, Benny. It's like she's standing in the room with us. Like I can see her in the paint. I can feel her.
Is that really you? It's Chloe, your neighbor. My God, I can't believe this. It's been years. I just walked through the entire show. It's unbelievable. I'd love to walk through it again with you. I mean, if you were down for that. I just can't believe that my entire childhood, I was living next to a bona fide genius. I should have guessed it. I mean, with all those little drawings you did. Remember when you still drew my portrait even when I begged you not to? God, you were such a little jerk back then. I kept that drawing, you know? Oh my God, I bet it's worth quite a bit of money now. And your mom. I always heard her playing piano from next door, but I didn't know she wrote the actual music. She was a genius. Like mother, like son, I guess. Hey, so, not to be forward, but what are you doing after this? Maybe we could get a drink or something? I'd really love to catch up. I can't believe everything that's happened to you. I want to hear all about it.
Now would you look at that? I cannot believe my luck. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! You finally hit the jackpot, Flapjack. All the nobody nothings dying every day. You finally sink your hook into a... Whoa! Well, there you are. Well, hello, sir. If I had realized, I would have cleaned up. I'm just used to fishing up a different class of soul. I mean, sure, I've had scientists, a couple college athletes here or there, but whew, an internationally renowned painter? The gatekeeper's gonna eat you up. Hey, speaking of that, why don't we give your story a test run? Maybe you help me out with the word choice, since, you know, I'm still working on that. See if I'm getting all the strokes right, the proper composition, if you catch my drift. Forget about it. All right, here we go. Gatekeeper! Before you stands the soul of a great man. Now, would you describe yourself as a happy kid or a lonely one? His childhood was a happy one, growing up in a loving home raised by loving parents in a quaint village by the sea. And, what'd you say your mom was? A composer or an accountant? His mother was an accountant who in her younger years had dreamed of being a great composer. How would you describe her as a teacher? More encouraging or more demanding? Kind of like your champion, or more like a taskmaster. Therefore, as his piano teacher, she was ever encouraging, teaching him to recognize the greatness within. And how about that neighbor girl, huh? What was she to you? Was she your best friend? Or for first love.
But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his best friend and blowing it the next day. Now, from that moment forward, his mother gave up on him. She knew he didn't have what it took to be a truly great musician. But little did she know, she just picked the wrong medium, right? See, when he was 12 years old, he got sick, and he had to stay inside for an entire year. And in that year, he rediscovered a talent he'd forgotten: painting. Sure, he loved finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. But for the first time, he saw it in a more serious light. He was accepted into an exclusive art school where he caught the eye of an esteemed professor who launched his work into the national spotlight. Now be quiet, all of you. With expectations on his career mounting, he stalled himself into bankruptcy, which turned out to be a blessing, for it wasn't until he returned home to the house he grew up in that he began work on what would ultimately be considered his masterpiece. I said shut up, you scumballs! You mucky fowls! All right! I get it! I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I'd assumed as much anyway. I should probably tell you, those things, they're not regular gulls. They're lyre birds. They're what becomes of souls who try to lie to the gatekeeper. And once they try that, they're never allowed near her city again. I get to feeling bad for not defending them right, so they just stay on with me. Living reminders of my oratory shortcomings. Oh, yeah, good thinking. I'll be back to get you once I'm done with this one. Hopefully you won't be seeing him again. You're a flea-bitten sap, you know that? Just look at him. Poor fool doesn't know what he's in for. Now don't think that I haven't dealt with people like you. You're ashamed of something. Something so terrible, you're trying to blink right past it. Because if the gatekeeper knew, she'd have to dream up fresh new hells to punish someone as worthless as you. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're the rottenest soul that I ever fished out of that black muck. And I should have thrown you back and sanitized my paw as soon as I laid eyes on you. But it's too late for that. We're in this together. And the gatekeeper, she'll see right through your fake lies as if they were glass. So I'm gonna ask you again to start from the very beginning. And this time, I want the truth. This ain't a schoolyard staring contest, buddy. You best close those beady little eyes of yours before we run out of time.
not this.
Now play the C major chord I taught you. Remember?
Come on, keep blinking. I haven't found it yet.
Doesn't that make you feel happy? Like you just want to jump up and down? Now what about C minor?
You know, my father once told me, when I was about your age, the only...
This. Stay here. What did your mother hear on that phone call?
I'm getting it. Hello? Yes, of course. This is Elle, his daughter.
I
see. She knew she hadn't yet lived up to her father's expectations. And now, she never could. Let's keep going.
Eternally indebted.
What did you just say?
This isn't a trip down memory lane. I need... Yes, I understand about the cat. Let's keep going. The death of those cats must have taught you a terrifying lesson. That simply being alive wasn't enough. So then you went to work to make yourself sensational.
Listen to him, Richard. I'm enlisting him in that competition.
I thought you said competitions took the joy out of playing music.
Not if you win.
I like hanging out with you a lot, which is weird because after what happened,
I'm not worried.
Hey, Elle, would you mind taking a quick walk with me down to my office?
We can focus him, make sure he's staying engaged.
Can we please try to speak a little softer? I really don't want him to hear us talking about this.
I mean, what's the point?
What do you mean? What's the point? What does that mean?
What's the point of any of it? If he's never gonna get any better.
Okay. Let's not say that. Okay? We know we don't mean it.
I know I don't. I know.
I mean, what if he heard one of us saying something like that?
I'd never forgive myself.
It's okay. He's asleep, but it's okay.
I see. You got sick. You howled at the moon, at the top of your lungs. You were sick for a long time, weren't you? Sicker than healthy kids are supposed to get? Well, no matter how painful it gets, I need you to remember. We're almost at the end of this. I promise.
This isn't video game time. I want you to figure out something actually productive to do while you're home from school. Try writing with it. Well, hello, Benny. It was your grandfather's, but I used it in college to write lyrics. Exactly. It was very artsy. Actually, I was just good at fooling your dad. Made him think I was some kind of genius. Why don't you write the story of your life so far? And then what you're going to do once you get better. That's the story I want to hear.
Man, this is wild. You really got into this, didn't you? Oh, here I am. But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his best friend and blowing it the next day. Best friend? Okay, Benny. And you know, we really could have just slept on the beach another night. But I'm also glad we didn't because, well, another night wouldn't be the same night, if that makes sense. Okay, back to the story. He'd loved finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. Man, you take your doodle seriously. I did not realize, but I respect it. I respect it, I do.
You are going to be in there for about 30 minutes, so try to get comfortable. You're doing great, buddy. Just a little longer, okay?
Knock, knock. You're gonna be so annoyed with me, but I couldn't help but overhear Chloe reading loud from what I think was your story the other night. I know. I promised myself I wouldn't eavesdrop, but I would really love to read it if you'd let me. What do you say? You know I'm such a big fan of anything you do. I can't.
Go in there and tell him you loved it.
I'm sorry, I just can't. Not right now.
Okay, don't worry. Just go to bed. I'll talk to you. Hey, B. Just want you to know that Mom loved your story. She's just, I think it was just very emotional for her to read. But I thought it was great. I mean, look at this. His childhood was a happy one. Growing up in a loving home, raised by loving parents in a quaint village by the sea. I'm certainly glad you feel that way. But what I want to know is, where'd did you learn to write so well? All those cool words. Reads like Dickens. Really just very cool stuff, kiddo. You should be very proud, okay? Okay. Love you, buddy.
If he's ever in pain, all he needs to do is press that red button and the drug will administer itself.
Thank you so much. You know, I know my wife would normally want to thank you herself.
No, I understand. It hits mothers the hardest, this sort of thing.
Thank you for understanding. It's been a rough one. Hey, Eddie. Yeah, hey man, it's Richard. Listen, I know Elle's been missing in action, but I just want you to understand things have taken a really bad turn here. Yeah, no, that's not going to be possible. To be honest, your whole tone is pissing me off right now. Yes, I understand you have a business to run. It's a very cliche thing to say to me in a time like this. Okay. Well, then I guess all I can say is screw you too. I said screw you too. Yeah, man, that's all I got.
Hey, this isn't funny, you know. What, you're too scared to talk to me? Well, just so you know, I know you're faking. Because if you were really sick, like actually sick, you'd have told me already. I happen to actually know about this stuff. So the fact that you are faking just so you don't have to go to school with me is actually ridiculous. I don't know if you're embarrassed.
I remember when you were just 4 years old. Mom was going through a pretty tough time. I mean, Not as tough as now, but yeah, her music had been rejected, and she's having trouble adjusting to her quiet little life out here, and I feared that I was losing her. But then you played this on the piano, and her little hands reaching up for the keys. She just couldn't believe how gifted you were. And once she heard that, well, it was like you brought her right back to me. So, I was wondering if maybe you could do that trick again. Try closing your eyes. See if you can remember.
Wait, that's my piece. How did you figure out how to play that?
Keep playing, B. She's listening. What are you doing, Elle? She's gonna make you sick.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just so happy she's here. We've got to show this cat some real love. She's been through more than we can even imagine. Oh, her poor fur. Richard, we have to give Ernie a haircut, okay?
I'm getting her a sashimi plate.
What?
What? I think she more than deserves it.
Oh, I think you're right. She hasn't been over. Like, she didn't even care to visit?
No, I don't think he's told her.
And you're just letting that be?
I don't know her step. You know how Benny is.
She lost her mother a year ago. You knew that, right?
No, but what does that have to do with...
Okay, do we have her dad's number?
I don't know. Check the book.
Okay, I'm calling now.
Honey.
Oh my god, you're an idiot. You do realize this is really nothing special to me. I've seen this all before. I I was thinking about what you said in the story the other day and how I reacted to it. I feel kind of bad. I shouldn't have done that. But... Hey! What are you looking at? Don't look up there. Look at me. I'm talking to you. I want to give you something. But I think I don't want to be in the room when you see what it is. So maybe if you close your eyes, I can give it to you and I'm going to leave. Close your eyes now, okay?
What is that?
It's something new I'm working on.
So you're writing again?
It's just a melody that came to me. It feels good to play it.
It's sad.
Yeah, well, that would make sense. But do you like it?
I mean, yeah. I love everything you do.
What do you like about it?
Not this old trap.
Go on. I'm waiting.
Well, it made me feel like if the unspeakable darkness I'm carrying can be so well expressed, maybe it's not so unspeakable. Nailed it, didn't I?
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty good.
Close your eyes. You know, for a while now, I've wondered if I'm just not a good enough storyteller. If I just don't have grand enough words, can't tell grand enough stories. But grand words and stories, I think they may be overrated. I know just what to tell her. Watch for her now. I've seen the gatekeeper take many forms depending on the soul I bring her. But once you see her, you'll know. Believe me. I should go get ready. Don't worry. We got this. I think.
Wish me luck.
Gatekeeper, before you sits the soul of a child who died before he could grow old.
That means she's ready to hear your story.
You know, I never told you how much I loved your story. It's really so imaginative, and the person you wrote about is such an interesting and intense guy. My only issue was, well, I didn't like him very much. So, I wanted to read you something I wrote for you, which is about the Benny I've known for 11 years now. It's called The Great Life of Benjamin Bryn. Benjamin Bryn was born into an ordinary home, to an ordinary mother and father in a small town by the sea. His mother was a composer, or at least that's what she dreamed she'd be. So, when her own dreams didn't pan out, she began to dream for him. But then, when he was just 11 years old, he got sick and was forced to stay inside for an entire year. And in that year, he began to worry that he hadn't lived enough. So he made up a story of the great life he thought he wanted to live, which only made him forget the great life he already had, how he had filled a new home with light and joy and promise, how he met a girl, his neighbor, who felt all alone in the world and made her feel okay again, and how, even when he was sick, he still gave his parents hope, how he reminded them exactly who they were after they had almost forgotten. So when he knew he was going to go, he was okay, because he'd already lived a great life, a full life, and he was everything he needed to be, just as he was.
She accepts. Close your eyes now, and keep them closed. She's gonna let you in. Go on. You know what to do.
Why is he smiling like that?
He must be somewhere that he likes.
I wanna be somebody. Me 2.0 for you. And when you meet somebody, you're gonna feel the same way I do. I'm gonna say I love you before you say I'm gone. And when that chance comes through, I'm gonna prove you wrong. In a market, in a desert, you'll remember why you came here. There's a couple pictures of you laughing, gripped tight to raffle tickets. I've got memories, but I'm slipping. You left some people in here wondering if you'll stay here or not. pictures of you laughing. Tied to raffle tickets, I've got memories, but I'm slipping. You left some people in here.